Hello ladies and gentlemen. Is there a champion you want to learn and want a serious guide for, but don't have time or simply don't want to listen to some loser talk about them for literally 2 hours? Then welcome to the League of Legends Speedrun, where we cover everything important about a champion in 5 minutes or less. Today we're going to be talking about Hecarim. So Hecarim is probably one of the most fun champions to play in League, and that's simply because his passive gives him bonus damage based on his movement speed. So not only can you be everywhere on the map, once you get there you can kill people because you do so much damage. Hecarim doesn't really have to build damage though. You can also be pretty tanky if that's what your team needs, and you'll still do a little bit of damage. Really, it's the best of both worlds, and Hecarim is not a hard champion to play no matter how you're going to build him. However, since you guys aren't total scrubs, to hell with going a safe tanky route, I know you guys are going to build damage. As we already mentioned, your passive, which is called Warpath, converts a percentage of your bonus movement speed into bonus attack damage. With this passive, you want to make sure you pick up movement speed wherever you can in your build, however you really don't want to overdo it. For example, taking movement speed quints on Hecarim really isn't optimal as far as jungling is concerned, but if you want to take him in lane, that's okay. Your Q is called Rampage, and it's Hecarim's bread and butter. Hecarim swings his blade in a small circle around him, and if you damage an enemy, the cooldown is lowered by 1 second, which stacks up to 2 times. Your Q already has a cooldown of 4 seconds, so basically while you're in combat, your Q's cooldown is 2 seconds. And this can further be lowered by cooldown reduction to a minimum of 1.2 seconds at 40% CDR. The spell is also great for activating your spell blade, which you'll definitely have from either Triforce or Iceborne Gauntlets. All these factors together definitely make Hecarim's Q his bread and butter. Another thing to note about it is that it doesn't actually count as an auto attack, so you can auto attack while you're using your Q at the same time. They don't interrupt each other. Your W is called Spirit of Dread. When activated, it creates a large AoE around Hecarim that deals very little damage, and the bonus scales with AP, so really it doesn't do any damage at all. However, while your W is active, you heal for 20% of the damage dealt to enemies in the area, which is capped versus monsters and minions. I myself max W second simply because it provides you with incredible sustain. However, like I said, it really doesn't do any damage at all, so don't max it second if you're worried about nuking people. Your E is called Devastating Charge. While active, Hecarim gains bonus movement speed and the ability to walk through units, and his next auto attack deals bonus damage based on how long you travel while you're using your E. Your auto attack range is increased to 325 for this next auto attack, and you will dash towards the target to complete it, and this can leap over some small terrain such as the ledge near a river or raptor buff wall. You also knock the target back very slightly once you hit them with this. This knockback will interrupt spells such as Misfortune's ult, and it's also enough for a Yasuo ult. And as you probably know, since the spell modifies your next auto attack, it is an auto reset. However, I very rarely use this spell while jungling. It's really just a ganking tool for Hecarim. Finally, your ultimate is called Onslaught of Shadows. It's a large dash that summons spooky ghosts to run alongside you, and if the enemy are near where you end, they are forced to flee for 1 second. Your ultimate doesn't do a ton of damage, however it has the potential to CC all 5 enemies, and while you are dashing with it you are immune to crowd control, so you can either reach the enemy AD carry very easily, or you can just run away if you got in a bad place. So, if you haven't figured it out yet, Hecarim's primary goal in a teamfight is to ult the backline, and then burst down either the enemy marksman or mid laner quickly, and afterwards, you really shouldn't die due to your natural tankiness and your W. Like I already mentioned, Hecarim is extremely straightforward, and that's really all there is to teamfights. As for early game, Hecarim's E is an extremely powerful ganking tool, because you simply move so fast the enemies will have difficulty responding to it, and you also knock them back, which is enough CC for your laner to follow up on. So as far as items go, if you're going the fun damage bursty route, your items should look kind of like this. However, if your team needs you to tank everything, then your build should look more like this, but of course you can build whatever you want. Runes are the same no matter if you're going tanky or damage, and they look like this. If you really want to run movement speed quints, you can, however it makes your early game a lot weaker. If you do run movement speed quints, make sure to exchange your armor pin reds for more attack damage reds. Masteries are the ones that are completely different depending on your build, and that's why it's a good idea to know how you want to build really before you get into the game. If you're going damage, you'll want 12-18 because Thunderlords is the best keystone for bursty champions, and like we already mentioned, your main goal in life is to blow up the squishy enemy carries and then act like you don't know nobody. If you're going tanky, I like to go Grasp. It provides a small damage boost, which you'll probably need since you're building tank, and also tank Hecarim does not die, so you'll get plenty of usage out of your Grasp. However, in terms of maximum possible health, Strength of the Ages technically gives you more HP. And that's pretty much it for Hecarim. If I didn't provide enough information for you, or you just have additional questions, let me know in the comment section below. Also, you can check out my longer Hecarim guides. I'll provide a link to the damage one in a few seconds, and the tank one in the description below. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye!